very good evening and welcome to another race in the LRR Racing GT3 League. We have been stranded and landed in Laguna Seca in the USA. Just as always, we have me, myself and I, J.Hub, and my lovely host, co-commentator, Sean Templar here tonight. Hi Sean, good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening, J.Hub. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, great. We're in the sunny states, so I'm looking forward for some decent racing here with some
I, th-
decent times. If I
I
already look
think
at the timetable now.
I think we can all use a little bit of sunshine these
Oh,
days.
yeah, looking at the outside track temperature, 24. Well, we can use our sunglasses, I would say. Yeah, we're in pre-practice still. We have 3 minutes 24 seconds to go. Number one at the moment, Tommy Schets, 122.4. Quite quick on this fast track condition. That's yeah, of course, and look forward to the qualification and to see what's going to happen there. Because again, I see is at the moment number 2 and Martijn Breuker number 3. So we have quite a lot, yeah, to look forward to, Sean, tonight.
I'm pretty excited. I don't know if we'll have another show of last minute Saunders, but if he's not here, then who knows? We might get an interesting race like last time.
Yeah, I've heard that this probably will be the evening for Tommy Schets to overtake Jordi Sanders, as last race we have to see have to say 2 weeks ago that didn't happen, unfortunately, for Tommy Schets. But this is probably his chance then, if he puts in a nice result.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty close in the standing, so I'm really curious to see if he can bring it home.
Yeah,
Um,
talking about the standing, Sean, what's the standing at the moment in the top 10?
So I have it in front of me, and starting with number one, we of course have Jordi Sanders with 588 number one, followed by Tommy Schets with 541, which is pretty close. And then we go down to number three with Downing. He has 460 points. Let's see, number four, Madsen, 446. So those are also pretty close. Then the gap increases, and we go to number five, which is Ensby, which has 368 points. Number 6, Dombruskis, 360. Number 7, Ellis, 340. Number 8, Benvenuti, 322, which is actually pretty good because he joined the league pretty late. And he's been able to rack up some nice points there. Delgado, 317 with number 9. And our Nico Hulkenberg, Martijn Breuker with 316 points on number 10.
So actually the bottom half of the top 10 are really close to each other. Interesting to see what's going to happen there, of course, then.
Yeah.
Sean, if I ask you, Laguna Seca, where are we in the world then? Could you tell
I
me?
think we are in California, I think, in sunny California, in Monterey County, I believe. And it's a pretty old track. It's a track that's been built in 1957. I think it's 3.6 kilometers, or in miles that would be 2.238 miles. And it has a host of different kinds of races, such as IndyCar, MotoGP, Superbike, Speedfest. These are totally unknown to me. I have no idea. Pirelli World Challenge. I mentioned before we started the stream, saying like, "Hey, maybe has Formula One ever driven here?" And he said, "Well, they can't because of the corkscrew, because that would just wreck the car completely when they head into that turn."
Yeah, exactly. I just slided through the location. We are on the west side of the states, the USA, California, indeed. Next to Monterey, the city of Monterey. It's near Highway 1 between LA and San Francisco, of course. So in the mountainside there, and exactly the corkscrew, one of the most famous corners in the world, located here on this track. Looking at the track layout, we have 11 corners, Sean, tonight, for every lap. It's a really tight, quick circuit with a lot of yeah, interesting braking points to pick up the apexes. So looking forward, of course, to see what's going on there. I see some chat going on already. Kagan Sulamanglu is there. Dan's car looks so cool, man. Yeah, we have the first time in this league the option to add custom liveries. So then Nebraska, he's talking about, has that custom livery loaded into the stream tonight. So looking forward to see some other custom liveries tonight.
I saw one for. I keep forgetting the name. it really made me laugh because it has a head on it and a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Is it Madsen?
Yeah, I think it was Emil Madsen, exactly.
Yeah, he has a custom livery and that one looks it's really funny to see that one.
Yeah, we'll look forward to point them out. Yeah, we have 1 minute and 17 seconds before we start qualification. We actually already moved to qualification due to everybody finished in free practice. So let's have a look what we're going to expect. We have 20 minutes of qualification tonight. Gives us an opportunity real quick to head into a onboard video that we have tonight. Let me see, it should be here, It's not yet here, let me load it in real quick. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot this one. Yeah, we just of course have the outlap. It's not that long, but should be just enough time to give us a moment to open up this onboard video that we got.
Do you have any predictions for tonight?
Well, spoiler alert, I've been racing a little on the SimGrid servers this week with some guys from LRR, and it's interesting to see Chris Downing was there, one of those guys, Evert van der Velde as well, Martijn Breuker. Chris Downing actually was really quick on the circuit in those races, so afterwards I had a little chat with him and he pointed out, put the money back on me, I'm worth it, so I'm interested to see what's going on for Chris tonight, yeah, let me put it
Well, he has to bring it home then if he says makes a bold statement like that.
We'll leave the onboard lap for what it is at the moment. We'll come back to it a little later if we have the time, because we're starting the first laps now. Let's see what we can get as a marker time for the first lap here on a fast track condition. Of course, we'll move forward to an optimal track condition in a few laps probably. But for now, let's have a look. James Ansby and Van Geffen still in pit, the rest all of them out on the track at the moment. And of course, as this is a sprint race, 45 minutes, we have 20 minutes of qualification time. So yeah, the qualification start position is a little more important than the endurance and super endurance races that we have normally. So Sean, after this race, how many do we have left?
I think we have 4 races left. We have the Hungaro Ring, which is coming up after this one. Then we have Barcelona, as they always say, Kilami, and then we finish with the Nürburgring, which is actually pretty exciting because I always love the Nürburgring.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice finisher for the season. I see in chat as well, Mungo Fiskin saying, remember looking at the Mungo Fisk at Emil Madsen's car.
Emil Madsen's car. Well, here is Emil Madsen and his awesome livery, I have to say. Let's go, Madsen. Let's go, Madsen. Let's go. Yeah, he has one of those custom liveries, including his home country flag on the hood.
I wonder if there's a head on the car. Is it his head?
I don't know. Let's ask him if he finished top 3.
Yeah.
And otherwise, we'll just pour him in the Discord chat to see what's going on with that livery. Yeah, of course, we'll invite every driver for the next race in 2 weeks' time in Hungaroring to upload their custom livery if they want to. We'll be eager to import them into the sim for the races left. So interesting to see what everybody's coming up with the deliveries. So we have a 122.9 at the moment as a marker from Tommy Schets. Then Broskes second, Downing third, Breuker fourth, Baldinger fifth. Breilands, Delgado, Madsen, Van der Velde, Chilteri, Daas and Hardy put in a time already. So everybody is less or more putting in his first lap. As you see, this corkscrew here, really tough corner there to find that perfect spot to steer into that right-hander. Okay, so we have Justin St. Laurent just passing start finish for his timed lap. Let's follow him a little to see what he's going to put in there as a marker time for himself. So roughly estimating people will put in 2 or even 3 stints here, as this is a short circuit and the out lap isn't that long for a low fuel run. And let's see if that little low fuel run that they put in will make the difference compared to 1 or 2 long stints. I see Dombrovskis putting a quicker time in there, 1:22.7, so 1/10 behind, up front I have to say, to Tommy Schets at the moment. So this is that hard corner, the corkscrew. A left, right-hander downhill completely. And Emil Madsen taking on the last corner now for start finish. Let's see what he is putting in as a time reference now.
I see that Foxworth says the face on Madsen's car is the banned Twitch emote PogChamp.
Ooh.
Okay. I did not know that.
I didn't
That's
know.
Yeah.
So St. Laurent, a 1:23. So fourth spot at the moment, 1:23.1. Only 2/10 beyond Chris Downing at the moment, who is nestling himself in P3. Thomas Schets P2 still, Bollinger P5, Kosengena P6, Breuke 7, Madsen 8, Breilands 9th and Van der Velde closing down the gap at P10. Of course we have still 13 minutes to go. Let's see, Hazel van der Velde, I've seen him as well quite a few times here on track in those training sessions. See what he can do. He is 2/10 up on time, but he needs a lot more to make life hard on the top 3. So he unfortunately lost the advantage that he had. Emil Madsen, last corner, 3/10 up at the moment. He needs 9. 4/10 and reducing 3/10 from 9 into 7th. Delgado also increasing, a long way to go though, 2 corners, 3 corners. Unfortunately not increasing at the moment. Peter Daas in pit, Raffenstar also a little increasement there, but not enough. Tommy Schets is par on his previous time. We have a new lead, Sean. Kosingena 1:22.7. And the track. Whoa!
Oh no! Oh, no!
Crash and burn, Tommy Schets, unfortunately.
Oh no!
So that's a withdraw to pits. Yep, I started all over again. Unfortunately, it was not his fault, but he suffered from the consequences there from that crash.
Oh man.
Yeah. We have time for Tommy Schets there. So Dombrovskis really close there to Kosingena at the moment.
Yeah, the gap is really tight.
Yep. So 22.7 for Jean-Sebastian Kosingena at the moment. Let's see Dombrovskis, can he improve enough? He is at the moment on par with his time. His original time at the moment, so he needs at least 1/10 to move up to P1. Ooh, that's a slide there in the corkscrew we just saw. He needs to tight in those corners to make life hard on Jean-Sebastian. Let's see if he can. Last corner here. He's up 1/10. Ooh, dropping down with a little wide there on the apex. And is it enough? It's not, unfortunately. So his quickest time is still the time for him to focus on. Jean-Sebastian Kazengena on board in the corkscrew, the exit there. Right-hander into the last corner. 2/10 up, Sean, 2/10 up. Keep that in mind. As he increases on his best time at the moment. 3/10, 2/10 dropping down a little bit, 3/10 up again. A 1:22.7 will be a 1:22.4. That's the time to beat at the moment.
Where's your money, man? I see he's in P5.
P5 at the moment, Chris. What's going on there? My Toto betting game is on. What's going on, Chris? Come on. Tommy Schets, P4 at the moment.
You might have jinxed it because...
Well, he was quite certain of his cause tonight, so... Tom Schets P4, unfortunately not increasing as this is his out lap, as we saw the crash earlier, so this will be his fast lap now, starting now. We have increasement Esa Nokalina P10 at the moment, 2/10 up. He needs at least 1.2 to make top 1. 3/10, he will be around P6 if he can keep this. P4, 4/10 up at the moment. 3/10, and this will be a P7. Yep, P7 for Esa Nokalina there. Nice improvement. Martijn Breuker, 3/10 up. Only in the first couple of corners now, so a long way to go for him. 3/10 up, P10 at the moment. Little oversteer there. 2/10 up, a 1:23.4 is his quickest time now. Still has 8 minutes on the clock. Corkscrew left right-hander. 4/10 still. He needs at least 1 second to make P1 now. So that's not the case in this lap. A little wide there, losing a lot of time. Lost 2/10 there. Into the last corner for start finish. 1:10 up. Well, 1:10 will bring him to P8. 2/10 now. Let's see, P11 and into P11 unfortunately. So some other guys who beat him in their laps. Ilko Hoogeveen P14, not increasing unfortunately. Daniel Robertson. Ooh, that's quite a nice lift there, Sean.
Oh wow!
So I think that's one of the customs as well.
I think it's really nice to see those customs. It just
I see the logo up front on his hood, like thank you NHS. Of course, that's the health service in the UK.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a nice tribute.
Nice.
Daniel Robertson, unfortunately, not enough increasement in his lap time at the moment for a better time than P16. Let's see, somebody increasing. Yep, we have Ace of Van der Velde, 3/10 up, P7 at the moment. So that will roughly bring him into P4 now, if he can keep it up. 5/10. Yeah, what I've seen so far, Sean, the Porsche is really good car on this track. So I'm expecting something from Ace tonight.
He drove with you in the sim last week, right?
Yeah, I've seen him on track, so yeah. P2, Ace van der Velde, here we go. That's the Porsche time that we're looking for.
Nice.
I see Chris Downing leaving pit there and to the left. We have no increasements and 6 minutes to go. Ace and Nokalina, here we go. 2/10 up at the moment. First corner, of course. So track temperature 24, 25 that we started with is now up to 28. So the track is warming up. That's good, of course, for the grip, but also bringing down the PSIs. 3 tenths up, Ace and Okalina. So that will roughly bring him into P6, P7 at the moment, depending on what she's going to do after those last couple of corners now. Corkscrew here. Ooh, lost a lot of time there to James Ansby avoiding him. I didn't know if he saw him just in time, but 2 tenths up still. Right-hander into the last corner, left-hander into start-finish now. 2 tenths up still. Little wide on the apex. Quite stable, 2 tenths up, and that will bring him into P8, unfortunately. So not enough increasement there on that last straight part of the track. Tommy Schets is 1 tenth up at the moment. Long way to go, unfortunately. He needs at least 5 tenths. So Kazangena has set the market time 1:22.4. Sean, you got a wild card for tonight?
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, as been said, like the Lamborghinis, Porsches are really quick tonight, and as well the McLaren from Kazangena. So those cars really are suited for this track. So Tom gets last corner, 2 tenths up. Let's see what he can do. P4, 3 tenths. P3 even. Ooh, that's a nice welcome for Tommy Schets there. Yeah, wildcard, Sean. Hard to say, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I was looking for, I keep forgetting his name. It was the Dutch driver in the Merc who was driving last week as well.
Oh, Dan Hardenberg.
Yeah, he's not in, so I was thinking like but he's not here today.
He's not here.
So I think like what we're seeing now from the top. Van der Velde was I didn't expect that one, so he might actually have a good chance here.
Yeah.
I think Tommy Schet, Dombruskis, those, and maybe Downing as well. They'll maybe move into that 2, 3, 4 position. So I think like the top 5 or maybe the top 3 will have a battle, but besides that, I don't know.
Yeah, everybody. If you look at the P13 till P20, it's all within 7 tenths.
It's really
tight. It's really close. Yeah. And of course, yeah, I'm not that surprised from Ace van der Velde, as I've seen him driving last week with his times. So it was more an expectation him being in the top 5, 6, and he's actually P3 at the moment. So Jean-Sebastian Kazangena just. Tommy Schets put in a 22.2 P1 at the moment. So we have Ace van der Velde, who is increasing 1 tenth at the moment. Ace van der Velde is unfortunately decreasing now due to that off-track side. Martijn Breuker increasing 1 tenth. P12 at the moment, and that's the spin. Unfortunately, he's breaking off his lap. Yeah, that's not enough. So we got 1 minute, 48 seconds to go, Sean, and that's roughly enough for 1 or 2 laps, depending on when you hit start finish. Peter Das, let's see what he can do. P22 at the moment, a little wide there. Ruffelstar also increasing 1 tenth, GT3 1 tenth, so everybody's really tight on increasements on the track times. Tommy Schets increasing even now 1 tenth. He's breaking off his lap, looks like. Not increasing anymore. 22.2393. Kazangena in pit, so I think he will leave it at that. Downing is P3 but not increasing, so he has 1 lap to go. Well, still not a bad time, Sean, for Downing, P3.
I don't know what your bet was with him, that he's gonna win the race or that he...
Well, a bet, I have to say, is a podium place, right?
Well, then he's in a position now.
He is in a good position if he can keep up, because we have still 1 lap to go. We have still Cas, Azer and Martin Boldinger there in P4, 5, 6 chasing him down at the moment. Ace van der Velde is increasing 1/10. So he actually needs only 2/10 and he's up there in P3, but he spins out, unfortunately. So sorry to see, Azer, but that's a shame. Okay, next in line, Kesten Broskis. Unfortunately not increasing in this time. You see Chris Downing up front there, who is also not increasing. Also breaking off his lap. 1/10, 2/10. Ooh, and spins out, unfortunately, as well there in the corkscrew.
What's wrong that all these people are spinning out?
Well, Sean, we'll put you in a car in the corkscrew and we'll find out.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, like, probably people will laugh a lot because I play with a joystick instead of a steering wheel.
Yeah, you will. You eventually will move forward to a steering wheel, I promise you that.
Mm-hmm.
Someday.
I always joke around because I know once you were... I showed you and Martijn Breuker how I was driving in a GT3 car on was it Monza? I think it was Monza.
Monza, right? Yeah.
And I drove like I put in a faster time, but you were doing it in a GT4 car, and I joked and I said, like, if you ever want to be schooled on how to drive properly by a guy with a joystick, you can always call me. I can show you how to play this game.
Okay, let's do that next time again with both of us in the GT3 car. Let's see what's happening.
Let me have my moment of fame.
Yeah. Alright, there we have it, Sean. Everybody finished over the finish line. So Tommy Schets P1, John Sebastian Casingena P2, Downing 3. So he is still in the lead for my money. Kesten Broskis P4, Ace van der Velde P5, Martin Boldinger P6, Martijn Breuker, he increased into P7. And then we have Ace and Nockline P8, Justin Sint-Laurent P9, Jimmy Ellis P10, Emil Madsen P11, Delgado P12, 13 Bruiland, 14 Hogeveen, Van Geffen 15, Jot Harry 16, 17 James Ensby, 18 Raffestar, 19 Daniel Robson, Eddie Oosterbrugge 20, 21 Peter Daas, 22 Jeroen Weideman, 23rd and backmarker at the moment Andrew Hardy. So there we have it, the full line up. We got 4 minutes to go. Everybody's tweaking their last PSIs, their last adjustments into their setups. We'll be looking forward to the race, Sean. 45 minutes of full on attack, I would say.
I hope they get through the first lap clean, and then from there I think it'll be, besides the corkscrew part, I think it'll be easy for a lot of drivers.
Yeah, it's the corkscrew, of course, and the first couple of corners will be the ones to watch. The ones to watch, speaking about, Sean, let's have a look at the trailer for the GT3 season that we have next year. Oh, that didn't went completely as we wanted to. We'll keep it at the race at the moment. We'll have a look at that next time because we saw it already over the last 2 weeks. Something with the formatting, I guess. Sean, prediction 1, 2, 3. If Sean is still there.
Oh, sorry, my mic was on mute.
Any predictions for the P1, 2, 3 tonight?
I'm never good at these things, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Casengena 1, Schets 2, Downing 3.
Ooh, interesting.
Because I think that Tommy Schets' car, in the corners he'll be fast, but I think on the straights he'll lose it again on pure speed because his car doesn't have that pure speed. And I think it'll be in those
Yeah,
instances in which he's gonna maybe lose some ground.
I hear what you're saying, but still, he's competing to a McLaren at the moment and a Bentley for 2 and 3, P2 and 3, of course. So this track is completely tied up with small and tight corners and not that long straights. So I wouldn't say that easy that he is. Yeah, he's on the downside of his with his Honda tonight. I will give him quite a good chance for a victory.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. Well, of course, I have to say Downing P1, 2, or 3, and I'm happy. Um, Getting back my money, and for the rest, I think it's a quite open game. Ace van der Velde, of course, I said before. I've seen him put in some quick lap times here. Of course, the race is completely different, but we'll see where it ends. So my prediction 1, 2, 3 is Tommy Schets 1. Ace van der Velde, if he doesn't crash in the first 1 or 2 laps, 2, and Downing 3. But that's
Wow.
yeah, that's a complete shake-up.
Okay.
We'll see, we'll see. So we have 35 seconds on the clock before we start our out lap, our formation lap. Everybody finishing tweaking their setups. And let's see what's going on there inside the car of Tommy Schets, what he sees at the moment. So actually Martijn Breuker is the only Nissan on track today, Sean.
Yeah, it's because Sanders isn't here, right?
Yeah, exactly, his teammate. So he's putting up hopes for Team Nissan.
Well, there's extra pressure on him because he has to bring it home for their constructors championship, to put it
Yeah,
that way.
exactly. So that's interesting to see what he's putting in there tonight. As he was quite quick as well during the week, during the training sessions that he had with I think it was with Chris Downing as well, a P3, a podium place last week.
That's good.
So,
He just said that he drove a 122.1 yesterday.
Ooh, well, yeah, then he's quite off base tonight.
Yeah, I just said to him like, hey, just go for the race, man.
Yeah, keep it clean, keep it tight, and you will be pushing forward. So the midfield is as expected. So Jamie Ellis, Madsen, Delgado, Brylands, Hogeveen, and Vergriffen, Chilteri and Ansby. Ansby normally quite a few places up. I don't know if it's the car or it is the track warnings or something, but P17 at the moment. But
It's not something we're used to from him.
Exactly, yeah. So we're looking forward to quite a lot of fights in the midfield tonight. And those are especially interesting if we see the other races this season already between those guys. So the custom livery here from Jean Sebastian Casengena. So what do we have more? I think it was Emil Madsen, yeah, with the custom livery. And the other one was Danny Robertson here. So we have 3 custom liveries. So we'll invite again everybody for next season, next race already. If they have a custom livery or create one, share it with us on the Drive, Google Drive that we shared in Discord, and we'll be happy to use them in the streams. Alright, let's move over to the Helicam for the first couple of corners. So last corner coming up before start finish here, and we'll have a awesome 45 minutes of fighting ahead. Of course, we're looking for clean fighting though. interesting to see Tom Schetz and Jean-Sebastian Casangena taking the outside lines. Jamie Ellis already a drive-through to speeding on the straight. We have Cass following there in P4. Chris Downing on the inside line. Ooh, he hits Jean-Sebastian Casangena a little bit. Still clean further on. Let's see, further back the line. It looks good. Into the back as well. Yep, everybody clean through the first couple of corners. Let's move forward again. Tommy Schetz still P1. Followed by Jean-Sebastian Casangena, Chris Downing and Kestron Broskis. Little wide on the apex there, Tommy Schetz. Let's move over to the camera view that we have here. Jamie Ellis unfortunately speeding probably on the straight before start finish, giving it this the right through penalty. Little too eager on the throttle. Tommy Schetz does make it look like easy at the moment, but he is pushing, I can assure you that. So Ace van der Velde as well, fighting there with Kestron Broskis and defending against Martin Baldinger for P4 against P6. Ten Breuker P9 at the moment, little gap there for him. Delgado P10, Rockstar P15 in the line with Bruilands. Jeroen Weideman in the fight there with Peter Das, Jamie Ellis. And I think Emil Madsen there up front, overtaking him there. Interesting to see what happened to him there, as he was quite further down the line.
So far it looks like a clean start, so that's good.
I think only Emil Madsen had like a little incident there, as he was dropped down further down the line. P20 at the moment. So the corkscrew here, everybody clean. Looking at Kestron Broskis at the moment. So everybody roughly around the 1 second gap now. And the gap behind Ace van der Velde is the one for the second group to form. So P5, 1 till 5 is still in one pack. And Ace van der Velde is knocking on the door of Kestron Broskis here already. Let's see what he can do. See Kestron Broskis struggling with that oversteer moment behind after hitting that apex. So this is really famous for this track to really take on those apexes to make rapid lap times. As well, we have to say Sean is really hard to overtake again on this track, so pick your moments, pick your battles, as it isn't an easy track to overtake. Ansby actually P22, Sean. That's,
I don't know what's up with him, because that's pretty off for him. Normally he is...
I see quite a lot of damage there up front.
Maybe
So
he had an incident.
Yeah, probably happened something there in the first couple of laps.
Yeah, probably.
So see Ruff start dropping back there with a slip. Then Robertson there up front fighting Emil Madsen now for P17, as well Peter Das P16 defending against Emil Madsen now. So 2 tenths behind those guys in the split. Thomas Schetz still first, Casangena and Downing P2 and 3. Let's see up front, Kersten Broskes still defending towards Ace van der Velde, it looks like. But trying to attack as well on the same time with Chris Downing. Ooh, that little looked like a shortcut there. So we probably had a track warning there. Yeah, Ace van der Velde really is knocking on the door of Kersten Broskes here for P4. See.
Well, then maybe your prediction might come out as in the end, because it's not a big gap that there is between them. I mean, if you look at the gap a bit more up front,
Exactly.
I think if Van der Velde has a good chance.
Yeah, climbing up to P4, but still it's a long way to go to P3. So let's see what he can do in the next couple of rounds. So we have Justin St. Laurent here, trying to get to Ace and Okalina with a 2.6 second gap up front. Profestar P13 trying to find the gap towards Crest of Brilliance with a 2.3 second gap. Daniel Robertson here overtaking Peter Das, so he moves up to P15. But there's the Martin. Ansby P20, Van Geffen P21, Hardy and Ellis. Ellis actually completely fall back from the midfield to the backmarker position.
Maybe something is off with their setups. I know that James Ensby mentioned that he tests the setups for the whole team, I think. Maybe their setup is a bit off.
Yeah, looking at James Ansby, I think it's a damage up front. So it looks really that he was involved in an incident there. But Jamie Ellis is still looking clean. And just fighting James and Roy Hardy here for P22. Looking for that spot to overtake. As we said before, this is a really tough track to overtake, so finding that spot, it's only a couple of places you can do it on this track. And this is not one of them, expect if you brake late, as he does. So nice overtake there from Jamie Ellis on Andrew Hardy. Moving into P22. Chris Downing trying to catch Jean-Sebastian Kazengena for P2 at the moment. And Kersten Broskes still being overtaken, Sean, by Ace van der Velde. We missed it.
Oh no!
Yeah, it already did happen. As said before, yeah, he was really pushing towards Kes there. So it looks Ace van der Velde is trying to build that gap towards Kersten Broskes and try to fight Chris Downing for P3. Okay, Jean-Sebastian Kazengena is looking for a closure to the gap to Thomas Schetz. 3.2 seconds at the moment. Ilko Hoogveen, P10, he will be satisfied as well. And we see somebody moving into pits. Who was it? It was Justin St. Laurent in P12, so he will definitely fall back to the end of the field. Some damage up front there. Gifts of Bylands in the fight there with Ilko Hoogveen and Martin Baldinger. So with the Beamer, the BMW from Ilko Hoogveen and the Ferrari up front from Esa Nokalina, it seems like. So at the moment Tommy Skets is really cruising down in P1 with a 7-8 second gap at the moment. 7 seconds and increasing now. Lapping already there, the pitter, unfortunately, it's Justin St. Laurent there. So So now it looks like Ace van der Velde is defending towards Kestenbroskis. He's finding new pace there. Let's see on board with Gas here. So 5/10 in between those guys. And we have Martijn Breuker behind Gas with a 3.64 seconds gap at the moment. So he has a little breathing room from behind. And always and only have to look forward at the moment. So we have Justin St. Laurent there up front, the back marker, so we will get those blue flags now. Ooh, a little wide here for Kes, losing time. Moving Ace van der Velde, giving him a little space, breathing space there. Chris still comfortably P3, chasing down Jean-Sebastian Casangena in P2 with a 1.5 second gap now. And Tom Schetz easily cruising at the moment with a 6 second gap towards Casangena. So Martijn Breuker here in the fight with Christophe Bruilands for the top 10 position, the P10 position. Let's see what he can do in this fight. Defending as well to Eddie Oosterbrugge in P11. We have Martin Baldinger and Ilko Hogeveen there up front.
Oh man, I mean, this is already turning out to be a little bit more interesting than I had expected. I mean, if you look at the gap between Schetz and Casangena, yep, that's interesting to say the least. Yep. And then if you look, for example, at the gap from Hogeveen downwards is like 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Of upwards.
Upwards, yeah. So it's really a split now into two groups that we have.
Yeah.
And yeah, unfortunately Hogeveen is the leader of pack number 2. But still, ooh, there we catched it, a big slide from Christophe Bruilands, unfortunately. So moving Martijn, oh, I think it was a touch there as we see Martijn Breuker waiting there for Christophe Bruilands. This will lose them a lot of places together. If you see Raffenstar coming up, Bruilands coming up. It's the sportsmanship we talked about so many times, Sean, but it's the right way to do it. It's the nice way to do it. But it will lose you a lot of places, unfortunately. So Ace van der Velde just found a little breathing space towards Kestenbroskis here. Trying to look forward towards Chris Downing, 3.5 second gap between those two guys. Chris Downing is on the heels now of Jean-Sebastian Casangena with a 0.5 second gap for P2. So Daniel Robertson as well fighting there with Jeroen Weideman. And I think that's James Adamsby up behind, yep, overtaking there Daniel Robertson into P19, or he is already pitted, so it's an unlap. Ooh, we have Jeroen Weideman again in the grind there, in the dirt, spinning out on the corkscrew. Unforgivable, that corner. So we have a new pack forming. So Jean-Sebastian Casangena and Chris Downing for P2 and 3, and a small gap 3 seconds towards Ace van der Velde and Kestenbroskis for P4 and 5.
Well, I think at this rate, Downing might actually overtake Casengena.
Yeah, let's see what he will. He's capable of with the pressure he's putting in towards Jean-Sebastian here. You see Ace van der Velde back there in the back, trying to catch up to Chris Downing. So the gap between Jean-Sebastian here, Casengena and Chris Downing, a 1 second gap now. So maybe this custom livery is paying off for Jean-Sebastian here. Putting him in the spotlight. Emil Madsen in the fight with Ajit Chaudhary and Peter Das for P10. Peter Das really is accelerating in this race, Sean, as he normally is one of the P15 to P23, 24 guys, and now driving comfortably in P10 and defending against Emil Madsen here in P11.
That's nice to see. I hope he's having a good day.
Yeah, exactly. So as you said before, it's a really complete mixed grid at the moment.
See in chat that Azor van der Velde has a fan. Kimberly van Dijk says, "Come on, Azor, push."
Push the Porsche. Yep. P3.
Is his race engineer probably.
Ace van der Velde at the moment P3. So that looks like Kes or Jean-Sebastian made a little error there. I think it was Jean-Sebastian Casengena who was a P2, of course. Yep, it was. Yeah, so a little spin probably, or a little wide corner there. So P3, Ace van der Velde, Chris Downing P2, Tom Schets P1 comfortably, 9-10 second gap at the moment. Cruising along here in Laguna Seca and catching up to the back marker there. So we have 27 minutes to go. Ooh, a little wide and a little tight on the inside line. Jumping around there for Kes. Trying to find that concentration back again into this race. Ace and Oak up and behind. Jean-Sebastian Casengena as well, P6 at the moment. Hilco Hogeveen P7. So we have Bruilands and Breuken all the way back now to P15 and 16 due to that little hit and miss from Martin Breuker on Christophe Bruilands. But still that sportsmanship of letting him pass and waiting for him upon that spin that he had. Jimmy Ellis P14 at the moment, looking to close the gap towards Delgado in P13 with a 0.8 second gap at the moment. Delgado turning wide a little there, so losing pace, and corkscrew coming up, so this is the moment to close down the gap. Keep him high on that fight, Ruff. Delgado turning a little wide. Jamie Ellis as well on the inside line of the apex. A little too close to the corner. As well here, ooh, almost spinning out and does spin out. So losing 3 places. Yeah, 3 places already. And a lot of grip on his tires. So that means Bruilands and Breuker will move up a spot. Here's an Oakline P5 at the moment, looking at the gap of 1.1 seconds towards Kersten Roskes in P4 and Jean-Sebastian Casengena in P6 at the moment with a gap of 0.9 seconds. So 17 seconds, Sean, we got Tommy Schets, depending on the corner, and dropping back now to 10 seconds. 11, 12 seconds now in the gap towards Chris Downing. 14 laps on the way at the moment. Ooh, looks like a lot of damage there on the inside from Martijn Breuker. Yeah, a little scratch there. Nothing that can be fixed, but it's probably losing him some pace at the moment. Seeing
Jonas. Oh, yeah. Jonas asks in chat if they are making pit stops.
Well, as this is a sprint race, we have no pit stops that are required or mandatory, so this will be a full-on sprint race. So
they are free to do it, of course, but
of course,
it's no mandatory.
It's not mandatory. Yeah, so it will be all due to the tire status in the last 10 or 5 minutes, depending on the car control of the drivers, to see how it will end.
I think Jordi Sanders has joined the chat. He says, "Yo, Smeerlap."
Jordi Sanders back in chat. Well, I was more looking forward to see him back on track, but still didn't happen.
Yeah.
It looks like he's losing P1 tonight to Tommy Schets.
He might say something like, "Oh yeah, I just wanted to give Tommy Schets a fair chance at the championship. That's why I'm not here. But next week I'll show him."
Yep. If I remember correctly, but he can probably correct me if I'm wrong. This was one of the tracks he was looking forward to, but don't see him there.
I don't know. I hope he's listening and he can enlighten us in chat.
Yeah, probably a LRR League Race again or something.
Yeah, he said, "I had 19 minutes of Budhurst, but he crashed out."
Oh, well, yeah. So...
You could have joined this one.
Yeah, there you have your answer where you should be. So Chris Downing, yeah, trying to catch up to Tommy Schets, but it's not that easy, it looks like, at the moment. Roughly
Jonas
11.
says that Peter Das is doing great then if there's no pit stop required.
Yep, he's still P10 at the moment with a little gap there to Chot Harry, P11 at the moment, 1.5 second gap. And trying to chase up to Martin Baldinger here at Oostbrugge in P9 with a 9 second gap up front. So that's the last of the pack behind Chris Downing. So Emil Madsen here will Delgado, Bruilands and Breuker. It's a pack for P12, 13, 14 and 15. Let's see what's going to happen here. So Tommy Schets putting in last lap 24.0, quickest lap at the moment 22.5. So there's a lot of variations between lap times at the moment. So still wouldn't prescribe between through the name of Chris Downing at the moment. So still everything can happen with one mistake now. Inside line there from Delgado, trying to beat Madsen. Backed out there. And we have still Christophe Buitenlands and Martijn Breuker there, 13 and 14, trying to chase up Delgado and Madsen. Real tight there on that corner.
Do we know what happened to Martijn Breuker as he's dropped to 14?
Yeah, he had a spin there a couple of laps ago with Bruilands, and he was a sportman to let Bruilands pass him by due to his mistake he made. So Bruilands taking the outside corner here. Martijn Breuker taking the inside line, still closing down behind Bruilands now. Little damage there on the front left side there for Emil Madsen, it looks like. Delgado trying to find that spot for the overtake. As you can see him looking. And it looks like Bruilands is still in the fight there with Ten Breuker up behind. Emil Madsen defending on the inside line. So at the moment, Tommy Schretz 12 seconds up front to Chris Downing in P1. And Ace van der Velde a 2-second gap towards Chris Downing.
I wonder how Tommy Schretz pulled that gap off of 12 seconds, because that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he just put in a 22.5, so compared to Downing 24.1, so he's 0.6 quicker last lap. And we have Ace van der Velde 24.3 last lap. So he's competing quite nicely there with Chris Downing on lap times. As you can see, he's still chasing up Chris Downing here for P2. 18 minutes on the clock. Ooh, a little spin there. I think it's the back marker. Andrew Hardy, P19. You saw him spinning out there. Geffen trying to fight Daniel Robertson for P17 here. Christoph Bruilands still in the fight here with Ten Breuker, who's trying to find that spot as well to overtake him. Martijn Breuker just overtook there Christoph Bruilands, moving into P13. Emil Madsen still in the fight with Delgado here on the corkscrew, down to the right-hander, defending the inside line. P5, Azen Okolani here trying to find off Sebastian Kesengena. No, not Sean Sebastian Kesengena, as he is of course a little further down the line.
Is Kasangena still in the race? Because I can't see the...
No, I think he's disconnected actually.
Yeah, I can't see him.
No, he's gone.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, as he was quite up the line. So probably, hopefully not a disconnect or something. I see James Ansby moving into pit there. Ace van der Velde really trying to catch up to Chris Downing here, with only a 1.2 second gap now. So this really can be a tight fight there, Sean.
Oh man, I didn't expect this race to be so exciting.
Yeah, it's a more open field race at the moment, it looks like.
Yeah.
So Tommy
You would almost say that I know it's something they considered for Formula 1, but there's too much resistance that you do a reverse grid start with the race every time, because that way the last one of course starts first, and it kind of causes the first always to kind of have to fight his way through the field to get that P1.
Yeah, So that's of course an interesting idea to mix up a field that's already, yeah, normally stated in the normal in the same way. But
I don't know if the drivers of this league would be happy with such a rule.
yeah, exactly. It's just putting down the effort for qualification, then I would say.
Yeah, but like I wonder how it works, because I'd almost say like that the first race has a qualification of the season, because the second race already has the reverse grids in it. So how would that work? I always wonder.
Yeah, that's a good question, but it's highly unlikely, if I read it at the moment, that it will happen someday. So yeah, probably not here as well, I would say. So we got Ace van der Velde trying to still to catch up to Chris Downing, 1.2 second gap at the moment. Went a little wide previous lap here. Looks a little tighter and cleaner at the moment. Tommy Schets cruising down the line really nicely, already catching up to Bruilands. It's for P14 and Delgado, so that's really quick. Lapping those guys already. That's just pointing out again how quick he is here on this track. With roughly 2/3 of the race gone at the moment. Hilko Hoogveen fighting with Martin Bollinger, or defending for with Martin Bollinger for P6 now still at the moment. Here on board in the Lamborghini into corkscrew, a left-hander in third gear. Completely blind into a right-hander down the hill. Holding down the throttle here to not turn wide, just a little wide there from Martin Bollinger, but enough to catch it. Into a tight left-hander into start-finish here. And there we have Ace van der Velde within a 0.6 second gap to Chris Downing here.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
We're going to have to see a fight there, Sean, for P2.
Oh, I wonder if they're going to be able to get out of it cleanly, both of them.
Wouldn't be surprised if it will be.
Yeah, I mean, they both drive pretty
decent,
safe and clean.
Yeah, exactly. So Martijn Daas as well within a 1 second gap to Martijn Breuker to Peter Daas at the moment. Martijn Daas. Wow, that's a new combination. So he will be fighting for P10, but we'll keep the look in this fight here with Ace van der Velde towards Chris Downing. So we already have 3 disconnects or 3 DNFs at the moment, unfortunately. So let's switch real quick to Martijn Breuker, who is on top of Peter Daas for P10. Let's move inside with Martijn Breuker real quick. He's really trying to fight his way forward, Sean, there with that incident with Christophe Bruilands that he had.
I think he's pretty determined to get it.
Yeah, P10. Ooh, a little wide there. And I think that's Chad Harry up front, so it will be even in reach to get into P9 now. 10 minutes to go. Do we have Martijn Breuker's dad in chat again today, Sean?
I'm not seeing any, because I remember asking him before the race started, like, hey, is your dad gonna be here to cheer you on? He said, like, yeah, if he's bored, he might actually show up, but I haven't seen him in chat.
Well, this is the evening that he probably needs his cheering, as he's sliding into
He
P10
said,
almost.
he said that his dad is also a gamer. He plays simulations like Flight Simulator and stuff like that. Maybe his dad is up in the clouds in his plane.
Ooh, meteen Breuker turning wide here. Losing time on that fight that he had there. Unfortunately, so we can start all over again. Let's move into Ace van der Velde, who just also has left a gap towards Chris Downing. So probably losing some pace of turning wide on a corner. And he has almost has to defend towards Kesten Brauskes now. In behind him P4, who really looks to have a fight towards P3, of course, to a podium. In that Merc, Kesten Brauskes against the Porsche of Ace van der Velde. Sean, good news and bad news. 8 minutes to go.
Well, if Tommy Schets doesn't make a mistake, then it's an easy win for him.
Yep.
The rest is, I think, up in the air. I mean, I think that the 2, 3, and the 4 can still swap. Dombruskis is 1 second behind Van der Velde, so anything possible there as well.
Exactly. And we still have Ace and Nokalainen here in P5.
Yeah, and Baldinger might overtake Hogeveen.
Yeah, exactly. So Hogeveen here up in P6 at the moment. Baldinger up front of in behind with the Lamborghini in P7. Within a 1.1 second gap at the moment. A little damage there up front on the hood for on the front side of Martin Baldinger. Doesn't seem to impact his pace at the moment that much. Charles Harry P9, Peter Das P10. Let's see, meteen Breuker still in the fight, yeah, with Peter Das for P10 at the moment. So if Peter Das is putting in this his P10 tonight, Sean, that's his best effort this season for a result.
I see Martijn Breuker's dad saying, "I'm present."
Nice.
Welcome, Martijn's dad. It's good to have you.
So he's fighting at the moment with Peter Das for P10, trying to find that spot to overtake him.
I think I heard that next season Martijn is going to be an engineer and his dad is going to be a driver, and then they're gonna try to win the championship.
Yeah, finally again wide on the same turn there for Martijn Breuker, unfortunately. So trying to start all over again for the fight towards Peter Das. And then we have Kesten Brauskes here. Just overtook Ace van der Velde, Sean. So no podium at the moment.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know if it was the pressure from Kes from behind, or a little mistake from Ace's side at the moment.
Yeah, because last we checked it was a second gap, and now it's
yeah, completely closed.
Yeah. But maybe Van der Velde could get him back.
Yeah, we have still 5.5 minutes to go. So Chris Downing here, P2 at the moment.
The back behind him is actually pretty tight.
Yeah, that's that are back marks, so he just lapped a couple of cars. So that's Daniel Robertson. Yeah, it is. It's Delgado and Bruilands, it looks like.
His father says, "Oh no, I am very slow." You have the summer to practice.
Exactly, yeah. We have still until I think it was April next season starts. So yeah, roughly 2 months to go. Tom Schets just overtook. I think it's already Emil Madsen here in P12. Yep, it is. So he's lapping P12 at the moment, Sean. That's how quick he is at the moment. 1:24.9 last lap, 22.5 quickest lap time for Tom Schets. Chris Downing P2, easily cruising with enough air up front and from behind. Casper Dombrovskis with a 2-second gap to Chris Downing, and followed by Ace van der Velde with a 0.6 second gap, sorry, to Casper Dombrovskis. Ilko in the Hoogveen in the fight there with Martin Baldinger for P6. Let's move on board real quick with Martin Baldinger here. There we see his fight towards Ilko Hoogveen. 3 minutes 40 seconds to go. Nice exit there. So a 1:26.2 last round, 1:27.3 for Ilko Hoogveen last lap. But of course he is catching some traffic there for a blue flagger. A little wide there, Martin Baldinger losing time, fortunately, in that corner. Ace van der Velde still trying to catch up to Casper Dombrovskis, P4 at the moment. He had that podium place P3. Unfortunately, to a few laps ago, he lost it up to Casper Dombrovskis. So Tom Schets, Casper Dombrovskis, Chris Downing, Casper Dombrovskis, P1, 2 and 3 at the moment. Tom Schets leading comfortably with a 12-second gap. So the other fights that we have, Martin Breuker still in the fight, Peter Daas turning wide again to avoid.
I think either his tires are all gone, or there's something with the setup, because he's mentioned before that the Nissan is having issues on some tracks, and it's almost like he's driving over thin ice, that he's slipping and sliding all over the place. So that could explain why he's going wide in some corners.
Yeah, as well, probably damage as a cause as well to the aerodynamics and the car handling at the moment. And I already see Tommy Schets catching up towards Martijn Breuker here for a +1 lap.
Oh man,
that's something he doesn't want to see, but it's happening. Ooh, we have a yellow flag, Sean. Let's see through the field what's going on. Looks clean here, looks clean there. And we are green again, so probably somebody spun there. Could be Rough Star, I don't know. Elgado P16, Christophe Buylans P14, Jamie Ellis P13, Emil Madsen in the fight. Watch out, AM. And that's a nice touch. Know what it stands for, Sean? Probably you do.
One more time?
The AM version on the back of Emil Madsen here. Watch out, AM.
I don't know what it means.
Well, amateur.
Oh, wow.
The amateur league. So you have AM, you have Pro AM, and you have Pro and National in those GT3 league, and that's more the classification side in real life.
Oh, nice.
So that's a nice touch on his livery. Watch out, AM.
I see Mendes in chat saying "Vamos, Van der Velde."
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's now or never. 1 lap to go. And this fight is the closest one on track at the moment. So Emil Madsen defending towards Jamie Ellis. Side by side, inside for Jamie Ellis, touching and bouncing. And he lost time and speed towards Jamie Ellis. So Emil Madsen back up front. So no one of those two guys to blame there, as it was definitely a tight corner. So Jason van der Velde trying to check up on Gaston Broskis. So we have Tommy Schets here, P1 up into corkscrew for his last couple of corners. Chris Downing in traffic, followed by Gaston Broskis and Jason van der Velde, P2, 3 and 4. But of course we'll have a look forward. Tommy Schets is going to finish as a winner in this race, with a gap of roughly 10 seconds towards Chris Downing. And see Martijn Breuker wide again. Look out, Martijn. A little wide there. Is he going to be lapped? Probably just not in that last corner, no. There we have Tommy Schets, victorious. Bam. P1. Nicely driven. Chris Downing, P2. Ooh, Jason van der Velde just spun there in that last corner.
Oh.
P2, Gaston Broskis, P3. Jason van der Velde, P4 still. Just by with that crack in that last corner. Nathan O'Kleinen coming up corkscrew for his last couple of corners for P5. Nicely done. We have Eelco Hogeveen, steadily P6 at the moment. Eddie Oosterbrugge P7 following up on Eelco Hogeveen. Martin Bollinger P8. Chad Harry P9. Peter Daas. Here we go, P10. His warning lights on already. Probably celebrating this as a victory for his result. Martijn Breuker already finished and the rest of those guys already as well. And there we have the finish: Martin Bollinger, Eddie Oosterbrugge and Chad Harry. And there we have the last couple of corners for the last guy on this track to finish in P10 today. It's Peter Daas. So a 1:24.7 as his lap time, quickest lap time. Oh, he's finishing into the pit. Oh, that's an option. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how this works, Sean. Does he not have to cross the start-finish line?
I don't know.
Because otherwise he will probably miss a lap. As he's the only one who didn't finish yet.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Will the race understand this, the game, or does he?
No idea. He was on his final lap, but
okay.
I don't hope this will end into a.
I don't hope he loses the position because of it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is interesting. I didn't see this coming.
Can somebody maybe reach out to Peter Daas and ask him to drive over the finish line? Or is the session is ended?
Yeah, but he still didn't finish.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can chat. Oh my god.
This is a first.
It's not an option to chat. I cannot chat. No. I don't know if chat doesn't work that properly at the moment. He didn't finish in my scoring detail.
I see the same thing. It's still a green mark behind his name.
Yep. I don't know, but we'll find out quickly, I would say, when results are up.
But it says that the session has ended, so... Yeah?
I don't know. Well, let's move over to the after-race, the post-race interviews, I would say, Sean. So we're looking for Tommy Schets, Downing and Broskis.
Let's see if
I'll see you on the other side, I would say.
I'm just looking for the channel.
Found it. You're there.
I'm here.
Nice. Yeah, interesting to see what what happened to Peter Dars there. I don't know.
I'm a bit shocked. I hope he gets his points, otherwise he'll be really, really pissed.
Yeah. I guess so. I don't know when he went into pit, as he was.
He still needed to cross the finish line.
Yeah, he still needed to cross the finish line, but he didn't, as he still pitted before the finish line. Yeah, interesting. Oh my god. I think we have our P1 guy, Tommy Schets, here tonight.
Hello, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Tommy. Congrats, first of all. P1
Thanks.
felt like an easy cruise.
Yeah, well, it was kinda, only the qualifying was a bit close, but I managed to P1, qualifying P1, because it's a bit hard to overtake here. So yeah, and I managed to create a gap right at the beginning of the race, and yeah, just went with it. So finally some track the Honda's really good at, so I'm happy.
Yeah, that was my next question as well. Is this finally the track you were looking for with the Honda?
Yeah, this track and like Kialami is up next, or not up next, but in like 2 races. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to Kialami. It's very good, so yeah. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
looking forward to this track, yeah.
And I think as well, Sean, this is the race that Tommy Schets moves into P1 in the standings.
I was about to say that. I think with this victory and Sanders not participating, I think you are the new leader of the championship at this moment for now.
That's great news. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bit double feeling, you know, Jordi isn't here, so it's
Well,
not.
I've got some
Yeah.
news for you. He was almost all race in chat as he crashed in his AOR League race. So we already invited him to come back, as he has he will put more results into this league than his AOR League at the moment. It looks like.
Yeah, maybe it does, yeah.
Tommy, compared to this sprint race, 45 minutes, did you had any problems with your tires or the pace to keep it up?
Not really the tires. Tires were pretty good. Did have like problems with focusing after a while, but some of my lap times were not really that consistent. But still, it was okay. So
Yeah, we saw it jiggling about 122 low and 24 highs, so roughly around 2-second difference. Yeah, exactly. But still comfortable leading with almost 10 seconds towards Chris. So not
yeah,
too
exactly.
down.
So didn't have to concentrate.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, the easy cruise gave it away in the end. Sean, any questions for Tommy there?
You said you lost focus. Is there a specific reason?
no, it's just if you're like driving alone for like 45 minutes, you get I don't know.
Yeah. There's no
focus a bit.
action.
Yeah, so I have to like actively think about my braking points. That usually wakes me up. So yeah, I tried that a bit.
Does your mind or head wander off in those moments, or is it just like that you're still kind of keeping your head in the game?
No, it's like a little bit of daydreaming, you know. You just think about other things, and then you don't drive as neatly as you want.
All right. Yeah, I think that's one of the risks that might happen if you're basically driving your own race.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot can happen in those situations, but still, you managed to bring it home. So congrats on that.
Thanks, guys.
So one last question, Tommy, for next race, Hungaroring. How are your chances there?
I don't know. I haven't driven the Honda there, but I think it's pretty good. It's like a long, pretty corners, like very fast. So the Honda has tons of grip in the corners. So I think it should be good.
So I hear a contender for the podium again next week.
Hope so. Yeah.
Alright, looking forward to it. Once again, cheers and congrats into the leadership position in the league.
Thanks, guys.
Alright, let's move over to our main money man, Chris Downing. Good evening, Chris.
Hello, how's it going?
Well, pretty good with me at the moment. made some money with the Toto bet, so I'm good. Well, could you take us through what happened tonight? It looks quite easy what you did there. You put on the table, but still not quick enough for a competition towards Tommy Schets there.
I can assure you, it wasn't easy.
Well, you did made it look like it.
The Bentley's so hard to drive around this track. It's so slow, and I had nothing to compete with Tommy. So congrats to him. But Azor and Kaz put me under so much pressure, and then it was I didn't really make any mistakes. So 45 minutes around this track without making any mistakes is pretty good.
Yep.
And then I really thought I wouldn't have even finished in the top 3 at the end because I had some traffic and there's 2 guys fighting in front of me, and I thought, it's just typical. I'd end up getting caught up in that, but no, it's pretty good. So I said at the start of the race, if I finish 3rd, I'll be really happy. So
yeah, P2 actually in the end even better though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Sean, what did you think of Chris's race tonight?
I think it was really nice to see the clean race. He just brought it home. Before we started, we predicted like, okay, I think P3. Well, you got a nice P2 out of it. So I think your money man is back, and let's hope he can get you some more money in the next one.
Yeah, well, looking forward to see Chris in the Hungaroring. Probably some sim grid training this week and next week, and then he will there in the P1, 2, or 3. I would say.
I don't know whether I'll do sim grid on Hungaroring because that was a nightmare the other day.
I know that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Well, we still have 2 weeks, Chris.
Yeah, true.
Right, thanks a lot and congrats on P2 tonight.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Right, let's move over to P3, Kes and Roskis tonight. Kes, good evening and congrats already.
Cheers, guys, and thanks.
Well, that was an interesting fight you had there with Ace van der Velde with the Porsche, of course. What happened there in the last couple of laps? Because you were fighting in P4, then you moved back to P3, and it was a quite tight fight, it looks like for us.
It also felt like a real struggle throughout the race. On my side and Azar, I think we both kind of struggled, especially me in the 3rd sector and last corner especially. Struggled for most of the race actually, missing the braking point for some reason. Then it worked again for some reason, so...
Not
Although the fight with Azar was really a highlight of the race for me, side by side in a corkscrew was amazing. Love it.
Yeah, we just unfortunately missed that overtake you're talking about, so probably the last couple of laps it was. But still, a really nice fight to see all through the race itself. How did your car compete towards the Porsche, towards acceleration and corner speed? Is it compatible? Is it more focus?
The acceleration of the Porsches and the way it can attack corners, the Merc seems like really, I don't know, like Chris compared his Bentley, kind of numb, So
yeah.
You're kind of waiting for it to turn and waiting. In the meantime, you're looking how the Porsche is just going, brrr, so,
Take off, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't care. So, but in the end, the acceleration wasn't everything. So the Merc saved me in the, let's say, straights.
Yeah.
Because the top speed is quite good on it. So there's that.
Sean, looking at the results for Kes tonight, what do you make up for next race?
I think you've been pretty consistent in the last few races, which is, I think, for you nice, but for us is nice as well to see. So I would almost say at this rate, our next race would be if Saunders doesn't show up, I think it's another podium position there.
Difficult to say. I have really little experience with Hungaroring. It will basically be my kind of first race there, so can't really say anything about it. Don't even know how the Merc will perform there. So
yeah, we have of course Hungaroring and Barcelona, and then Kyalami and Nürburgring left for this season. yeah, we'll stock at 360, so probably you will be moving up tonight with the result of James Ansby into P5 in the results of the league. So yeah, moving up spots. So I think a lot is still have yeah, an option to happen, Sean, and I think Cass is one of the contenders to look forward to in next races.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thanks, Cass, and congrats again for P3 tonight. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. We'll give you plenty of time to practice, I would say.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Right, Sean. There we have it. Laguna Seca. 45 minutes of endurance and excitement here. You have seen the corkscrew up and live in the stream. Looking forward in 2 weeks' time, Hungaroring. How are your feelings about that track?
I like Hungaroring. It's I mean, I know it from Formula 1, so I like. I think I like the European tracks more than, for example, the tracks outside of Europe. I don't know why, but they offer something. It feels more authentic, to put it that way. So I'm looking forward to Hungaroring.
Good, great to hear. Well, I'll see you there in 2 weeks' time, I would say.
I'll see you in 2 weeks in Hungaroring.
Have a good evening, everybody, and thanks again for participating in chat and looking tonight's stream. We'll see you in 2 weeks'